Let's talk about our new running back, Ronald Jones, landing in KC. The Chiefs pursuing some veteran cornerbacks. The Buffalo Bills wanting to adapt a bit with Josh Allen. Free agency rankings and much more. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL overall, so make sure to sub if you're new around here, hit that like button, and let's get into it. Yesterday, Elijah Lee, one of our new signed linebackers, said, "It finally hit me that I have an opportunity to earn the right to play for the home team. I remember as a kid, I couldn't afford to go to the games, and now this." So yeah, it's cool to see stuff like this, moments of appreciation where you look back to where you once were, and then you glance at where you are right now. And hard work certainly does pay off. So congrats again, Elijah Lee, and best of luck this offseason. And then the Chiefs recently thanked a few players for their contribution to the team over the years. Charvarius Ward, Dirty Dan the Man, Sorensen, and Byron Pringle. It's wild to me to see all the changes that have happened this offseason. Just look at safeties, for example. Sorensen gone, Tyrann Mathieu more than likely gone, Justin Reed and Deion Bush, and more to follow will be in. And then wide receivers, another example, completely different look from last season to this next season. It is insane when you have Tyreek Hill gone. That's a change in strategy and scheme offensively with him gone. Then you have Pringle and D-Rob, who were like our number 3 and number 4 receivers. And then you have Juju Smith-Schuster in and MVS being added. So much change. I am excited though. And then Ronald Jones landed in KC yesterday, more than likely to get that contract signed and get things rolling. Mahomes liked the Chiefs' move as well with his signing, and after watching more footage of this guy, he's definitely a powerful runner with some burst speed. He's good at getting the edge on the outside, but seems to struggle a bit in the pass blocking and also the pass catching side of things. But thankfully, our running backs coach is Greg Lewis, who played wide receiver in the NFL for 8 seasons and was previously the Chiefs wide receivers coach for 4 years as well. So if anyone can work with Ronald Jones on these things, it's going to be Greg Lewis. The Chiefs saw something they liked in him and believed in him enough to sign him for a 1-year deal up to $5 million, which is quite a bit of money. So we have to trust their plan. Will they bring McKinnon back? Could you imagine if we did? Hit that like button if you want to see McKinnon back, because I feel like he's earned it, honestly. And then it's been reported that the Chiefs have interest in a couple veteran cornerbacks, according to Jordan Schultz, among others. The Chiefs have actively communicated with all-pro corner Stephon Gilmore as a potential addition. KC suddenly has added cap space following the Tyreek Hill trade and has always liked Gilmore. As we know, corners Charvarius Ward and Mike Hughes have both left in free agency, so this is a hole that definitely needs to be filled, especially for a veteran with more experience under his belt. The thing about Gilmore to me is he's 31 years old and missed half of the 2021 campaign due to injury. He was then traded from the Patriots to the Panthers mid-season in exchange for a 2023 6th-round pick. Now, a lot of that time he missed was because he actually had surgery last offseason and was still rehabbing and preparing to come back. But I'm still a bit hesitant to bring on a 31-year-old corner for more than a year. And then James Bradberry is the other guy the Chiefs really like. The Giants Pro Bowl cornerback is also on KC's radar, having demonstrated that he's a true number 1 corner for several years now. GM Joe Shane wants something in return for the talented James Bradberry, who's still just 28. So yeah, the Chiefs, among several other teams, would love to trade for him. The former Carolina Panthers 2nd-round pick has spent the past 2 seasons with the Giants and made the Pro Bowl in 2020. This past season, he recorded 47 combined tackles, 17 passes defensed, and a career-high 4 interceptions. Bradberry is due $13.4 million in base salary in 2022, while the Chiefs currently have the 4th most cap space in the NFL thanks to the Tyreek Hill trade, with $23.2 million at their disposal. Considering Joe Shane and the Giants will also pay a portion of his salary, I'd expect a trade for the Pro Bowl corner. Would be shocked if he's released. So yeah, Chiefs are in play, as we said, with hopes of a multi-year extension, but I would be surprised if the Chiefs extended him longer than a year or two, as he's about to be 29 in August, and that doesn't seem to fit their MO of going younger. But hey, I definitely could be wrong. Question for you all. What are your thoughts on this? Would you prefer Gilmore or Bradberry or someone else, and why? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts there. In other NFL news, the New York Jets have signed former Cowboys kicker Greg Zuerlein. This guy has a leg. He kicked a 57-yard game winner in week 2 of last season. Linebacker Kyzir White has been signed to the Eagles for a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. Free agent linebacker Neville Hewitt agreed to a 1-year deal / return to the Texans. And then Colin Cowherd recently tweeted, "As much as I love NFL free agency, there is a precedent. Over half the moves will disappoint. Fit is really hard to predict." And then he thinks the Bengals O-line upgrades feels as smart as any, and I would agree. This is similar to what the Chiefs did last offseason, and I would like to think the Bengals saw that and are going to try to replicate the Chiefs' success, because the Bengals O-line was not good, even though, again, our D-line could not get to Burrow when we played him. You know how that goes, so I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But then Bills coach Sean McDermott recently said he wants his superstar QB Josh Allen to run less moving forward. He, quote, wants to evolve. At 6'5", 237 pounds, and still just 25 years old, Allen is built to carry such a load, but at what expense? His 2021 passing numbers, while still stellar, were down across the board from the season prior, while Buffalo's scoring offense and efficiency regressed. Those numbers might be why McDermott is encouraging his young signal caller to scale back how much punishment he takes moving forward. And I like that thought and move by the Bills. Obviously, Allen is a beast and one of the best QBs in the NFL, next to Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. They're both top 3, but I think it's going to help his longevity in the league to run less and rely on others a bit more. I have told many people that when we talk about Josh Allen, not as similar to Lamar Jackson in his longevity in the league, but I do think if he learns to trust others more, he will be around much longer. And then Bucs coach Bruce Arians recently mentioned how relieved they were when Tom Brady said he was coming back. They had begun to uncover every single stone that they could in regards to QB options. We're on the phones with multiple different options and scenarios, but then Brady said he was coming back, and they could not have been more relieved, and they couldn't be more in title contention than they are. And this is crazy. After last season, Arians asked Brady how he felt, and Brady responded with this, quote, "This is the best physically I've felt in years after a season." I swear, guys, Tom Brady is an extraterrestrial being from a different planet. He's 45 or about to be 45, and he feels that good. Insanity. And then, according to an article from sportingnews.com, teams were ranked in their NFL free agency grades from best to worst, and they actually have the Buccaneers at an A+, with them bringing back wide receiver Chris Godwin, center Ryan Jensen, cornerback Carlton Davis, running back Leonard Fournette, among others. Then, of course, Tom Brady's return helps with that as well. And Miami was actually ranked number 2 with an A overall. They re-signed Emmanuel Ogbah, added Tyreek Hill, as we all know. They signed outside tackle Teron Armstead, running back Raheem Mostert, and we can't forget their new head coach Mike McDaniel. The next 3 in line were the Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, and Los Angeles Chargers. We know the Browns added Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson. The Chargers re-signed Mike Williams and added J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack on the defensive side of things. And then the next was the Raiders, and they added Devontae Adams and edge Chandler Jones. And I found it interesting, since we're talking about some of the AFC West teams, that even though the Broncos added Russell Wilson and edge Randy Gregory, they're still ranked 19th overall and only given a B-. The Chiefs were ranked 27th and given a C grade, but I will note this article is a couple days old, so they actually don't have the additions of MVS or Ronald Jones. They say this, though, about the Chiefs. The Chiefs downgraded by going from Matthew to Reed, and also took another considerable secondary hit in Ward. Smith-Schuster is intriguing in the offense, but that is far less impactful without Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs were already losing ground in the division with what the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders did. Losing another one of their key win now players hurts. So yeah, we have re-signed Orlando Brown, Chad Henne, Andrew Wiley, added Justin Reed, Juju, MVS, and Ronald Jones, but lost Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, Charvarius Ward, Darrell Williams, D-Rob, and Byron Pringle. Now, Williams could be back, but with Ronald Jones on the roster, I doubt it. Tyrann Mathieu maybe could be back. That chance is very low. But yeah, what do you guys think about that grade? A C grade, 27th overall. I would probably bump that up a little bit more since bringing on MVS and Ronald Jones. But yeah, as we know, the AFC West has now become the AFC Wild Wild West. It is a crazy one out there, not going to lie. And then I wanted to see what team was actually at the bottom because I like to see who sucks the most. And Texans were 32nd. You know, they lost to Deshaun Watson, Justin Reed, Tyrod Taylor, among others. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this list? How would you rank the Chiefs offseason moves so far? Do you agree with this article's C grade? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts there. I do feel better with MVS and Ronald Jones added, and we'll feel even better when we add a veteran cornerback. I'd love to see something done at the edge rusher position as well. But maybe that's not going to happen this free agency, and Veach is going to bank on the draft. I don't know. I would love to see something happen, though. Let me know your thoughts on all of this, and make sure that I will keep you updated every step of the way. Make sure to sub for more daily news like this, and check out this video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. So until next time, let's go. How about those